Hey, greetings YouTubers, and welcome back again to another Todd E. Walnuts collection overview video. And today in the mail, it was actually yesterday, I think I got this yesterday, but anyway, it doesn't matter when I got it. It's the latest release to my Waxwork Records collection. This is the original My Bloody Valentine from 1981 on vinyl, and today is February 25th as I'm recording this. On February 14th, on Valentine's Day, Waxwork Records had a sale on this particular soundtrack, and they dropped it way down in price. Like it was like 60% off, and I knew that this was one I wanted to get anyway, and I was a little worried that with a sale like that it was going to sell out. I'm not sure if it did sell out. I was just glad I was able to get one. I think normally these things are like 35 or 40 bucks a piece, and I think it was like $14 plus shipping, which was a ridiculous price. I had to grab it, and we're going to unbox this, and I'm going to show you the inside. We're going to check out the vinyl and everything inside, and then I pulled a bunch of all of the Waxwork Records soundtracks that I own in my collection, and I figured we'd just do a overview in this video just to kind of complete this new edition. And hope you guys enjoy this video. You can always let me know which ones you think I should get. I've been collecting horror soundtrack on vinyl now for probably, I don't know, when did it start to make its resurgence? 20 years ago maybe. When I first started collecting vinyl, I was getting Death Waltz. My mind went blank. I'm exhausted. It's only Tuesday, and I am completely exhausted right now. So I'm not sure how this video is going to go over, but we're going to plow through. So Death Waltz and Mondo, I was buying those, and then when I started to buy Waxwork, I was in love. I just really love this product. I love all three. I still do love Death Waltz and I love Mondo, but I have more now of Waxwork than any other label. So I figured this would probably be a good time now to just kind of go through these. I was debating whether or not to add the Friday the 13th soundtrack on vinyl in this video because I just recently showed them, but I think it's only fitting to do so. And what I will do is add them at the end of this video. That way, if you don't want to see them again so soon, you can check out when I start to go through them. But I'll save those for the last little section of this video. So get yourself relaxed, get a beverage and a snack. We're going to go through My Bloody Valentine, and then we're just going to start plowing through. There's really no rhyme or reason as to how I have these set up, other than this stack right here is all Rob Zombie stuff. All the rest of it is, well, and this is the Dead, Night of the Dead, Day of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead. And then I do have a little stack here of Texas Chainsaw Massacre stuff. And then this is just kind of like the miscellaneous everything else. Okay, so I'm really excited to add this to the vinyl collection, and there is the Waxwork Records logo. I really like this hype sticker, so I'm definitely going to keep it. This is the original score by Paul Zaza, mastered for vinyl from original tapes, pressed on 150-gram colored vinyl. Director and composer liner notes and artwork by Ghoulish Gary Poulin. Just going to take a quick overview here, and then we're going to peel off the cellophane. And so there are the tracks. It's a 2-record set. Love hurts. I'll try not to be too ridiculous because I'm really, really tired right now. And it's only 6 o'clock p.m. All right, let's get the cellophane off and we will get a deep dive in here. Oh, and by the way, the girls are here. They just jumped up and they're shaking the bed. So hopefully everything will kind of settle here and we can keep moving. Ooh, this thing is beautiful. It's a matte finish. It's really, really nice. And it has it's a gatefold, and then it opens up to sort of a newspaper called the Daily Bluff. Valentine Bluffs, February 14th, 1981. Vote Hanninger. 25-cent newsstand price. This is really nice. I think this is a great design. Is Harry haunting the mines again? Better believe it. Bad cough, we can help. That black lung that the miners used to get. They would get that coal dust. They would breathe in coal dust all day, all week. 12-hour shifts. And they would get black lung. Sheriff Newby makes a shocking discovery. We were warned, but we had the party anyway. We just thought it was all a big joke. Okay, we're all settled here, so everything will be... Oh, look at how pretty you are. You're a good girl, Heidi. Yes, you are very pretty. Hannah, Hanny, hey, you're a good girl too. It's pretty girls right there. Maybe that will be the thumbnail, I think. Yep, I just took the photo. That is going to be the thumbnail. Here's the track listing again. So let me pause it. We'll take the vinyl out. Any guesses what the color will be? I'm hoping it's either pink or red. Let's see. Here's the thing that Waxwork has been doing lately, and I really enjoy this, is they add the record sleeve as an option. This is one sleeve. They didn't put the record in this sleeve. I'm going to show you that momentarily. This is just the design of one. And then this was the design of the second one. Notes from the composer. I'm not going to read them, but I will scroll slow if you want to kind of pause and read that, or unless you're a really fast reader. Maybe you can read it before I'm even done scrolling. But there is that. Pause it to finish. And then here are notes from the director, which is, it's a little bit finer print. There's more writing here, so again, if you want to utilize your pause button, you can do that. And we'll put that off to the side. Here's what the vinyl looks like, and this is the sleeves that they send them in. It's really nice. So you can put them in these or in those, however you decide to do it. These type of sleeves here are a little more gentle on the vinyl rather than just kind of slipping them in the paper. Not that, as long as you're very gentle with it, having them in paper is not going to harm them. But this is the first record. It's kind of a pink, white, red swirl. Very much Valentine colors. And then this was record 2. It's a little more red or dark pink, and I really love the way that these look. So I think I'm going to keep the records in these plastic sleeves here. These are the original master sleeves. It's a non-scratching, anti-static, archival quality type of a plastic sleeve here. So it's I don't know if you can see on the inside. Well, you can see the white, but it's like a, let me see if I can open this. It's almost like a very thin tissue sheet. It's like an archival paper. It's a very, very thin, soft paper that is very gentle on the vinyl. And this plastic, like it said, it's anti-static. So it's these are just really, really beautiful sleeves to keep these, and that's why I'm going to keep these records in these sleeves, but I'm just going to keep those as collectibles. Or I may even see if these will fit inside of the paper sleeves. But I think I tried that before, and it was way too tight, and I was not comfortable with that. So gonna put these away, and we'll get into the collection. Heidi thought the video was over already. We will go through the kind of miscellaneous pile first, and then we'll get into Rob Zombie, we'll get into the Dead movies, and we'll get into the Texas Chainsaw stuff. Before I put this away, I just wanted to show you that the archival sleeve does fit in the paper sleeve. It sticks out just maybe about a 3/4 of an inch, maybe it sticks out of the top, but it's still fit in without bunching up the plastic. That was my main concern. I didn't want the plastic to get all pinched and bunched up. So you can, if you're very gentle, you can get these to fit in there. So very glad to have this record. It's beautiful. So I put this in a protective sleeve, and I was able to save the hype sticker, but instead of putting it in the upper right hand corner again, I didn't want to cover up the minor at all, so I kind of just put it in the lower right hand corner. I think it looks a little bit better there. The sticker removed very nicely. It didn't have any creases or maybe a little tiny blemish, but not much. It looks really good. And then this was the original cellophane that the record came in. So just wanted to show that, and I think it's very important to protect your stuff. I've talked about that many times. I harp about it on the channel, but I think if you're going to buy collectibles like this and you're going to spend all this money on it, it's crazy not to buy, you know, bags and sleeves and all kinds of stuff like that. So that's what it looks like in a sleeve with the hype sticker removed. So we will just pull from this pile. I don't think I'm going to take any of these out in this video, only because it'll be a really, really long video. So this is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles original motion picture score. There's 2 records. They're on 180 gram colored vinyl. Turtle mask splatter, artwork by the Kevin Eastman. I have the 3 of them, and these are all still originally sealed. I haven't opened these yet. But this is really cool to have. This was released by Waxwork Records in 2022. That's beautiful artwork there. Part 2, The Secret of the Ooze, original motion picture score by John Duprez. Super Shredder and Turtle Brawl is the color vinyl, I guess. 180 gram colored vinyl, artwork again by Kevin Eastman, who was the creator of the Turtles. I have a comic book that was a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comic book that was owned by Kevin Eastman, and it was also signed by Kevin Eastman, and he drew a little cartoon on it. I'll pull that out and show you after these 3 records. I'll just add it in here really quick. It doesn't have anything to do with Waxwork Records. I just wanted to kind of throw that in here with the Turtles. And part 3. This is my favorite look of the Turtles. I kind of like that samurai look. I think that's really, really cool. And this hype sticker, original motion picture score by John Duprez, 180 gram Time Scepter colored vinyl, artwork by Kevin Eastman. All three of these came out in 2022. Just wanted to show this really quick. This was a 30th anniversary comic book. And up here at the top, it was a graded comic, graded by a company called CBCS. It is a 9.4 grade out of 10. And if you read the description there, it says, from the personal collection of Kevin Eastman, witnessed signature, Kevin Eastman with sketch, April 1st, 2017. And the sketch and the signature is right there at the top corner. He signed it underneath, and he has a little photo. It looks like it's a kind of a gold or a bronze colored Sharpie. I'm trying to get that. I guess that's about as good as we're gonna see it. But I thought this was pretty cool. All right, let's continue to the Waxwork records. The next one is from the horror anthology, Halloween-themed movie called Trick or Treat. This one is still sealed because I actually have two of these, and I don't remember why. This one is open. This is the one we're looking at here. I think this one may have been a reprint. I think the original one may have sold out, and then they repressed it later. I can't remember what the reason was, but I do have two of them. And this is a fun anthology movie. I think the general consensus is that most horror fans do enjoy this anthology. And there's a wraparound story, and as most anthology movies do. And some people even put this one up there with Creepshow, which is pretty much the OG. I think, again, a general consensus is that Creepshow is probably the best anthology, but I think some people actually picked this one over that one. But again, there's no right or wrong. I mean, you like what you like, and don't let people sway you one way or another. All right, so that is Trick or Treat. This one came out, let me see if it says on the back when this was printed. It doesn't say. Oh, well, the movie came out in 2007, but this record did not. It came out much later, like 2020-ish maybe or so. I'm not sure exactly, but I didn't really want to do any investigating. It looks like they're exactly the same on the back. So I'm not sure if it was a repress or what. I don't know why I have two. Let's move on. Next one is Evil Dead 2. This is a beautiful cover. This is another one I was able to save the hype sticker. I put it in a protective sleeve here. Everybody knows this movie. It's a comedy. I really love the original Evil Dead Part 1, and Part 2, it's okay to me. It's way too goofy and silly, and it's like the Three Stooges. I mean, a hand gets cut off, and it's choking people and flipping people off and running around the house, and it was funny. It was a one-time watch for me. I've seen it more than once, but it was it was funny and good one time, and after that it was a little too much for me. But I wasn't really the biggest fan of Army of Darkness either, although I do like it. I didn't love it like a lot of people do. But I do love the trilogy, I guess, for what it is. You know, I don't have to be the biggest fan of 2 or Army of Darkness to still be a fan of it. I went a little too quick. I didn't even read the hype sticker. It just says original motion picture score. Music by Joseph Loduca. Deluxe packaging with insert. Hand-poured colored vinyl. Evil in the Woods variant. Art by Phantom City Creative. That's another thing about Waxwork, if you're not familiar with the company, is I would definitely get on their mailing list, on their email list, because when they're about to release soundtracks, they will email you and let you know. And if you get over there early enough, oftentimes they will have 2 different variants. So like they'll have a regular pour, and then they'll have a variant pour. And the variant pour usually sells out pretty quick. So if you're not on the mailing list, you most likely will miss out on the variant. So I try to get the variant when I can. I don't always like the variant better, so I don't always get the variant. So that's my little story about that. The next one here is one of Waxwork Records' latest releases. This is the remake of Nosferatu from 2024. And this is a film by Robert Eggers. And I'm looking forward to watching this. I do have the steelbook. I pre-ordered the steelbook. From what I heard, it's sold out on pre-order. I was lucky enough to get it. I'll go in the other room and grab it and show you guys. I was gonna also show that in an upcoming update video, but I'll kind of go get that and just to show you this. Now, I put the 4K in my player, and I haven't watched it yet. And I'm so tired tonight. I don't think tonight's going to be the night. I don't want to pass out during the movie and then have to start it over again. I'm really digging what Robert Eggers is doing as a director. I've only seen The Witch, and I really loved it. It's kind of an artsy, kind of a folklore type movie. It was really well done. It was a period piece. It was great character development. It was a really cool story. I love the lore of witchcraft anyway. He also has a couple other movies. One of them was called, I think it was called The Lighthouse, and I haven't seen that one yet, but I'm going to grab that at some point on 4K. And he also had kind of it was a Viking type movie, and the name of it is escaping me at the moment. But I will definitely get that one too, and I'll kind of, maybe I'll do a kind of a review of the 4 movies all together in a video. I don't know, but this one here says, featuring large-scale orchestral work, unnerving sound design, and thunderous percussions, the haunting Gothic-infused soundtrack by Robin Carolyn sets the tone for Robert Eggers' highly anticipated Nosferatu 2024, a supernatural journey into fear and folklore, starring Bill Skarsgård, Lily Rose Depp, and she's turned into a very beautiful young lady, and Johnny Depp should be very, very proud of his daughter, and Willem Dafoe, Milwaukee's very own Willem Dafoe. Waxwork exclusive clear and ox blood splatter vinyl edition includes die-cut poster. This one sold out very, very quickly, and if you were on the Waxwork Records email list, then you would have seen that they sent out an email to everybody saying that they had restocked some of these. So if you tried to get this and it sold out, you may want to go back over. I think they may still have some. I'm not sure. I didn't check because I got this on the first go around, and I never go back to check again. But I will pull this one out if you want to see what the clear and ox blood design looks like. It was pretty cool. And then we will continue, and I'll go get the steelbook in the other room, and I'll bring that out and show you what it looks like. This was a really beautiful set. Look at this. It's so they're calling this clear with ox blood, and on the outside sleeve you can see Lily Rose Depp, and she's a beautiful woman. She's a young lady now, and they also sent this. Now somebody commented and told me what this was, and I forgot. This was, oh, I think they said, I think I may have it upside down. I think they said this was the deed to the castle for Nosferatu. Now, Nosferatu is a vampire, but he's more like he's kind of a demon too. It's really hard to describe, but he's a terrifying figure. I really like the original, which was a German movie from the, I think it was from the 20s, and may have been early 30s. I do have the Kino Lorber Blu-ray, and I enjoy it. And I'm really looking forward to this one. So let me put this away. I'll go get the steelbook, and then we'll keep moving. I wanted to show you the interior of the gatefold here too. I really love these period piece movies, so I'm looking forward to this. And like I mentioned in other videos, when I watch movies like this, in my mind, I'm there. Even if it's just for a little while, I travel in my mind. I'm in that time. It's fun that way. But this is a really beautiful edition. I would recommend this to anybody. Here's what the steelbook looks like, and this thing is gorgeous. It's a 4K and, excuse me, and there's a little hiccup. 4K is in my player. Here's the Blu-ray. And on the inside, there's kind of a viewing of the castle in the distance and kind of a ominous trail through the mountains. Man, this looks pretty awesome. Pretty awesome indeed. And then there's Lily Rose Depp. And this isn't supposed to be about the movies. I just wanted to throw this in. This was the J card, and this includes the extended cut and the theatrical cut. Succumb to the Darkness. So I'm gonna go put this away. I just wanted to show you, if you've seen the movie, comment below, let me know, like, without giving any spoilers, what would you give it on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being it's hot garbage and 10 being it's one of the best you've ever seen in your life? I'd be curious to hear. Next one is The Bride of Frankenstein. Music composed by Frank Waxman. Here's the hype sticker. The original 1935 soundtrack recording. Red and yellow hand-poured vinyl with a 4-page booklet with liner notes. Artwork by Phantom City Creative. Next is the Candyman remake. Still a movie I have yet to watch. I will do that at some point. I'm just kind of the opinion that Tony Todd is Candyman. I feel the same way about Freddy Krueger. You know, that's Robert Englund, and he will always be Freddy, and Tony Todd will always be Candyman. But eventually I will watch this. This is the original motion picture soundtrack music by Robert Akey, Aubrey Lowe, deluxe tip-on jacket with built-in page, 12-page gallery exhibit catalog, 2x LP, 180-gram colored vinyl, composer liner notes. This came out in 2021. This is the movie from Jordan Peele. And this is a very heavy set. Like they said, it comes with 2 records, and then there's a kind of a thicker booklet inside. It's pretty heavy set here. I don't really like this artwork either. I'm just not a fan. I'm hoping the movie's good. The original Tony Todd Candyman is excellent. I'm hoping that this one's good too. Again, if you've seen this, I'm sure many of you, probably most of you have. Rank it. What would you rank? 1 being complete terrible waste of time, and 10 being you got to see it now and then watch it tomorrow and watch it the next day. Anyway, that's Candyman, Jordan Peele's version. The next one is Dario Argento's Tenebrae. Expanded and definitive soundtrack. Hopefully that's coming in so you can read it. 180 gram colored vinyl, double LP. Disc 1 is blood red vinyl. Disc 2 is straight razor silver vinyl. Die cut, old style gatefold jacket. Printed inner sleeve, art by Nikita Kaun. What they mean by die cut is the face is in the background, and this is a cutout, and this actually, it's in a bag, but it lifts over. It's a pretty cool design. It's, like they said, it's a 2-record set. One is blood red, and the other one is kind of a silver blade color. Here is the Howling soundtrack, original motion picture soundtrack, music by Pino Donaggio, conducted by Natalie Massara. This is the original, part 1, a Joe Dante movie, 1980. There's some pretty good movies that came out in 1980. Friday the 13th came out. And in 1981, you had some good ones. You had The Burning, you had My Bloody Valentine. There was some really good movies in the late 70s, early 80s. But it's a 2-record set. This is a pretty nice. I don't remember what I did. Oh, you know what? I think I put the hype sticker on the inside. Let me pull it out and we'll take a look. Well, there was no hype sticker, but I wanted to show you the gatefold here. It's pretty cool. And then the vinyl, it's red and silver and has a little happy face sticker. Next one is a very, very early release from Waxwork Records, and this is Reanimator. It just comes in a regular little sleeve. And it's definitely, I mean, it's a very cool record, but it's definitely not the kind of deluxe stuff now that we've been kind of accustomed to, that they've been putting out now. But still a very, very, so you can see the Waxwork Records logo. I love that logo. That looks really good. And it was designed by Ghoulish Gary Pullen. And this is still a really cool edition. Great movie too. Next we have Clive Barker's Nightbreed. I'm gonna get that mask for my collection at some point. That's Dr. Decker, if you've ever seen the movie. He's the main villain in the movie. There's a lot of villains. It's a fun movie. Clive Barker is a madman and a genius all at the same time. Really, really good artwork. Here, let me see who. Album artwork and design by Rich Kelly. I like to give credit where it's due, and definitely like to point out who the artists are when I can. Next one is Creepshow from a couple of the horror geniuses, the horror legends. You have George A. Romero and Stephen King collaborating in an anthology horror movie. And again, we talked about horror anthologies earlier when we showed Trick or Treat, but I think most people would say that this is the best. I think it is. His artwork by Ghoulish Gary Pullen. Again, there are the tracks. Really beautiful set. Gives it that comic book feel to it. Here's another anthology movie. This is Tales from the Dark Side, the movie. This is a fun movie, but it's nowhere near the same stratosphere as Creepshow or even Trick or Treat, but it's still fun and it's a cool record. It's put up by Paramount, Waxwork, and Crescendo. See the track listing there. You can see some pretty cool background art. Some characters from the segments of the movie. Let's see if it says when this one was released. It doesn't say. Tales from the Dark Side, the movie. Here is Sam Raimi's Darkman. This is kind of a horror slash comic book type movie. It's a fun movie. It's hard to describe this. Movie came out in 1990. This record came out in 2017. You can see that they definitely kind of embraced the comic book style theming to the outer jacket here. This one had Liam Neeson, didn't it? Was Liam Neeson in Darkman? I think he was. I think Liam Neeson was Darkman. Let me double check that. I'll be right back. Yes, it was indeed Liam Neeson, and it's been a long, long time since I've seen the movie. I do own it, and I think it's due for a rewatch pretty soon. Now we're going to get into the Rob Zombie portion of the Waxwork records. I think these are my favorite editions in the collection. These are in no particular order, by the way. And I think the first section are going to be the Rob Zombie Presents. So Rob Zombie pretty much basically released these movies, these classic soundtracks. First one here is the original House on Haunted Hill with Vincent Price. Really, really nice. These are beautiful editions. This came out in 2024. There you can see there's a couple different awesome logos down here. Let's take a look. So you have the, oh boy, here we got to get rid of that glare. You got the Vincent Price logo, you got the Rob Zombie logo, and you got the Waxwork Records logo. That's legendary right there. Really nice artwork here too. Original motion picture soundtrack, music by Von Dexter, 2LP, colored vinyl, deluxe packaging with a 4-page booklet featuring Rob Zombie interview with Victoria Price, who was Vincent Price's daughter. Next one, Rob Zombie Presents Carnival of Souls. Original motion picture soundtrack, music by Gene Moore. Officially on vinyl for the first time, sourced from the original film negative, 150-gram ghoul blue and aqua pinwheel vinyl, artwork by Graham Humphreys, and you get a 12 by 12 inch print. This one came out in 2022. Rob Zombie Presents The Last Man on Earth. Music by Paul Sawtell and Bert Schefter. Available for the first time on vinyl, neon green and yellow splatter, 2LP booklet with exclusive interview by Rob Zombie and Victoria Price. New artwork by Graham Humphreys. This one came out in 2023. The movie's from 1964. Rob Zombie presents Spider Baby. Available for the first time on vinyl, 180-gram blue and green marbled vinyl. Exclusive interview by Rob Zombie with director Jack Hill and actress Beverly Washburn. Artwork by Graham Humphreys. Original motion picture soundtrack music by Ronald Stein. Sid Haig. This one came out in 2021. Rob Zombie presents White Zombie, original motion picture soundtrack. Available for the first time in any format. Exclusive liner notes by Rob Zombie, green and black hand-poured vinyl. Artwork by Graham Humphreys, 12 by 12 inch art print. Bela Lugosi. And this one, it doesn't, 2021 this came out, if you can see that right there. And there are some more logos. You got Rob Zombie, you got Lugosi, and you got Waxwork again. These things are beautiful, man. You got to grab these. Next one is a Rob Zombie film, The Lords of Salem, original motion picture soundtrack. Witchcraft, black magic type movie. With the very lovely Sherry Moon Zombie. Movie came out in 2013 and Waxwork put this out in 2020. This one is the words and music of House of 1000 Corpses, a film by Rob Zombie. You can see all the great characters in this movie. I love this movie. I've seen this movie so many times. To me, this is Rob Zombie's best movie. So it's the words and music of House of 1000 Corpses, the complete audio soundtrack, heavyweight colored vinyl, Halloween Party variant, deluxe gatefold packaging, artwork by Peter Bregman, 28-page companion comic book, printed pinup inner sleeves, heavyweight character cutout sheet. So many of these actors are gone now, sadly. Karen Black is gone. Dennis Fimple is gone. Sid Haig is gone. Tiny. Matthew McRory, I believe his name was. She's a brick house. That was when they were showing the Fish Boy. When Baby was dancing to Brick House. This movie is phenomenal, man. This movie, to me, gets better each time you watch it. And I can't believe it's 23 years old already. It came out in 2002. This came out in 2023. This is a great addition. If you can find this one, do grab it, pick it up. So I'm missing Rob Zombie's Halloween, and I need to pick that up, and I will. But I do have Halloween 2. Original motion picture soundtrack, a Rob Zombie film. (2013). This came out in 2020 is when Waxwork released it. It's a great cover. Really glad to have this. Now this is the crown jewel of my Waxwork record collection. This is the Firefly box set. This was a little pricey when it was on the Waxwork record website, and I waited for a while and I finally bought it before it went out of print, or before it sold out, I should say. I don't know what it's going for now, but I can only imagine it's probably 3 or 4 times more now than it was on the Waxwork Records website. This is a Firefly box set, like I said, and it, let's see here, it opens up. I may not be able to do this with one hand, so I may have to pause it, but it, oh, okay, that's right. It does, it slides open. It's like a slip box. So there's one entry point, which is on this side. But before we open that, let's take a look at these beautiful characters from the movies that are in this box set. It's the Firefly family and characters from the movies. So you get House of 1,000 Corpses, The Devil's Rejects, and 3 from Hell. All are excellent movies, in my opinion. I think Rob has some great characters, and I thought he had some excellent actors that he brought into his projects. Otis B. Driftwood, Baby, Captain Spaulding, and these are great characters. To bring in characters like Karen Black, who was Mama Firefly. You get Sid Haig, Bill Moseley. You get some excellent characters in here. Here, oh, it says, it does have the memories in memory of, so Dennis Fimple passed away in 2002, Matthew McGrory, 2005, Harrison Young, 2005, Karen Black, 13, Sid Haig, 19, Michael J. Pollard, 19, Jeffrey Lewis, 15, Erwin Keyes, 15, and Tom Towles, another great actor. He was in the remake of Night of the Living Dead, Tom Savini's movie. Tom Towles was a great actor. Erwin Keyes was, I believe, in the original Friday the 13th in 1980, just as like a baby-faced kid. And he was in some pretty good movies. And that's what I liked about Rob Zombie. I mentioned before, you know, I call him a fanboy. I don't mean any disrespect for that. By that, I think that's a badge of honor to call somebody a fanboy. I'm a fanboy. Adam Green, guys like that, you know. Quentin Tarantino's a fanboy. And they take actors that they enjoyed over the years in different movies, and he brought them into his movies. I thought that was great. That was really, really great. I want to see Zombie do Texas Chainsaw, man. That's got to happen. If anybody knows Zombie or knows how to get a hold of him, just suggest that to him and just see what he would. I mean, I would love to see him take that project. I think he could do great things with that. But here's a couple of logos. We like the logos. We got Geffen, you got Saban, you got Waxwork, and you got Lionsgate, you got Universal Music. So let me pause it. We're going to take the goodies out. Goodies that are inside this box set here. And we're going to look at all of these records. So inside of this box set, this slid out from the side. And inside of this were the records. They were a little bit harder to get out because there's a slip mat with Dr. Satan on it that's tucked inside, but I also put these each in plastic sleeves inside this, so it was a little bit tighter. It wasn't crammed or jammed in there, but I like to keep everything protected. I'm like obsessive about that. But let's take a look at some of these characters here. You got Sid Haig and Bill Moseley. This was from The Devil's Rejects. Another great movie. Great soundtrack. There's Rob's lovely wife, Sherry. I enjoy her in the movies. I think she's great. I thought she was a great baby Firefly. I thought her character was really good. Here's The Devil's Rejects. Rob Zombie's Firefly Soundtrack Trilogy box set. Each soundtrack pressed to 2x record, 180-gram splatter colored vinyl. This is The Devil's Rejects. You might recognize him from Dawn of the Dead. There's Tiny again. Man, this movie came out in 2005. It's 20 years old already, man. I feel like I'm in a simulation. I'm serious. I can't believe this is 20 years old. Look at this. Look at this track listing here. You got the Allman Brothers, Three Dog Night, Buck Owens, Elvin Bishop, Fooled Around and Fell in Love. With, what's his name? Thomas, from Jefferson Starship, the lead singer. Man, he killed it in that song. That's one of the best vocals ever. Fooled Around and Fell in Love. If you've never heard Fooled Around and Fell in Love by Elvin Bishop is the guitarist. The vocalist, I'm drawing a blank on his first name, but his last name was Thomas. Was it Mickey? I believe it was Mickey Thomas. Check it out. That song is phenomenal. Funk 49 with the James Gang. Man. Yeah, this Joe Walsh. Joe Walsh was in the James Gang. He also has Rocky Mountain Way in here. So you can tell that Zombie is a fanboy. And that's, like I said, not only is there nothing wrong with it, but it's a badge of honor, I think. And these are all songs that Zombie loves, that we all love. It looks like they have a remake. Oh, you know what? I Can't Quit You Baby by Zeppelin was the remake of Otis Rush. So I think that's the original. Because I know that Zeppelin, one of my favorite bands of all time, by the way, but they did a lot of cover blues songs in their career. And I think that was one of them. Otis Rush, I think, was the original I Can't Quit You Baby. Oh, Three Dog Night was Shambhala. That's right. Allman Brothers, Midnight Rider, one of the best songs ever. I Don't Own the Clothes I'm Wearing. Man. I can't tell you how much I love these movies and everything about them. The soundtrack, everything. There's Three from Hell. These are out of order, but it doesn't matter. There's the lovely Sherry again. Sid was really, really sick in this one, and this is sad to see him when he's in prison in the beginning of the movie. He tried his hardest to come back to be part of this, and he did. God bless him, man. Sid Haig was a legend. I started to feel emotional just now. I mean, that guy he was great. I got a couple things signed from him. He sent something to me to my house. He sent a couple things. he signed a couple things. So he used to have a website called Sidmart, SIDMART, and you can go to his website and order stuff and personalize it or customize it, and he would do it and send it to you. I didn't know at the time that he was very ill. I think they were kind of hiding it. You know, he was hiding it. They didn't want it to be known. And shortly after I received, he sent me an 8x10 and like I guess it would be like a 5x7, kind of like a postcard sized. I'll see if I can find it really quick. I'll pause it here and I'll show you what he sent to me. But it means a lot to me that he sent that to me. Knowing that he was ill, you know, now, I mean, that guy was phenomenal. Let me pause it here really quick. I'll be right back. So this was the 8x10 that Sid Haig sent to me, and he signed it right there. That was his signature. And I love the character of Captain Spaulding. That's a phenomenal character. And he owned it. He made it what it was. And then this is what he also sent to me as like a freebie. It just says, "Thanks, Todd," and then he signed it again. This was a, I don't know what you call this, like a promotional card. This might be like 5x7. I'm not really sure, but it's cool. I love to have this. It says, "A new film by Rob Zombie, in theaters 2005. So I was really, really happy to have these. I'll treasure these forever. I'm a collector, and everything that I have in my collection is going to stay with me until I pass away. And somebody else at some point is going to own all of this stuff, but I'm not a seller. I'm a collector, and all of these things mean something to me. So I'm really glad to have this stuff. And we saved the best for last, in my opinion. I love this movie. I think every time I watch it, I like it even more. And just the way that Sid Haig played Captain Spaulding. He got blood all over my best clown shoes, and just the scene where the travelers were come into his chicken gas station, and they were he said, "Why are you asking so many jackassy questions?" And just he got serious for a moment, and it just, the way that scene was shot was terrifying. And then when that guy comes in and he robs the place, and he said, "Fuck your mama," and I thought it was just, I mean, this whole movie is a masterpiece. I love this movie. Bring the chicken home to your mama. Yeah. What a great movie. So this is my box set for Rob Zombie's trilogy: House of 1,000 Corpses, Devil's Rejects, and 3 from Hell. What's your favorite in the trilogy? Do you have this box set? Yeah, let's keep moving. I'm going to put this stuff away, and we're going to get into the Dead movies and Texas Chainsaw, and then we're going to wrap it up. Okay, so we're kind of getting down to the nitty-gritty here. We have Night of the Living Dead, and we have Night, Dawn, and Day. We're going to show all of those, but look at this artwork here, man. Look at this. Just look at that. I might watch House of 1,000 Corpses tonight for like I had to have seen that movie at least 50 times. At least. Probably more than that. Little Dick Wick plays with his prick. Doesn't the smell just make you sick? Okay, I'm done. I mean, that movie is just... This one came out in 2018 already. It's been out for 7 years. Wow. Great movie. Great soundtrack. And then we have here the first pressing of Dawn of the Dead, which came with this little hype sticker. The complete original soundtrack by Goblin. Color vinyl, double LP, remastered for vinyl, printed insert, artwork by Butcher Billy. Music comprised by Goblin. Love that logo. This is a really, really beautiful edition. This thing sold out, I believe, on pre-order years ago. This came out, what, 2018. And so this is one of the things that collectors get a little bit mad at Waxwork Records about. So this one came out in 2018, like I just said, and on pre-order, it's sold out. So what happens when pre-orders sell out? Scalpers get a hold of these and they put them on eBay. And instead of charging 35 or 40 for them, or even 50 or even 60, I'll give you 60, 65. You got it. You know, you got it before everybody else. I'll buy it off you for 60, 65 bucks. I didn't. I got mine originally from Waxwork, but I'm just saying. But no, they put it up for 300, 400, 450, and people are buying them because they have FOMO. But what happened after that, the dust settled, and the people who really wanted this now had it. Some of them had to pay way more than they wanted to, but they have it. And what does Waxwork Records do? They reissue it for 35 bucks again. So people bought it for $300, $400, and now they're offering it again for 30, 35, whatever it was, 40 bucks. I can't remember. That drives people nuts. But you know, I never give in to scalpers, so just be patient, and let's move on to the next one. Then a couple years ago, they re-released it as a kind of a collector's edition. These are beautiful. So this is what they look like side by side. This is the first pressing from 2018. This was not the, so this was re-released also in that edition. There was several of these out there now. This was re-released in 2023 as kind of a collector's edition. This is what the hype sticker says about this one. It's available for the first time on vinyl, the complete DeWolf Library Qs. So you get 3 LPs now instead of 2 on vinyl. Artwork by Ruiz Burgos, and you get a 4-page booklet with liner notes. I actually have 2 of these. This one's still sealed. This one has been opened. It's, you know what? I'll pause it. We'll open this one up again. It's, I still have it in the original shrink, but it's just kind of pulled. I can pull it off the top, so that's what we'll do. But just really quick, look at these beautiful, you can see Flyboy there. Look at all these, there's the flannel zombie. There's the Hare Krishna zombie. Another excellent movie. There's the track listing. All right, I'm gonna pause it here and we'll pull this out. So this is a little bit different. Maybe I'm teaching you something here. You know, a gatefold is when you open it up and there's artwork on the inside. Well, this is a trifold. So you open it up twice. And it has 3 records under each flap. Not gonna pull them out, but we can maybe peek. So you have a kind of like a lime green, you have a orange, and then of course you have the purple. Let me see. Purple. And that is to look like, well, maybe not. The dogs went outside. They're not here right now. Let me pause this and put that back in. I get nervous with one hand. I'll be right back. So I went back 1 flap really quick before we look at the complete inside. I just wanted to show you some of the characters there, and then this is the inside of the mall. Emergency Broadcast Network. Excellent movie. All right, let's put this one away and we'll get into the last one. And the last one was Day of the Dead. I believe this one also did sell out on pre-order. And I believe this one also did go for buku bucks on eBay, and I believe it did get re-released again. So how does that saying go? Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. Or how does that go? Or maybe it's the other way around, but don't fall for that stuff. Some of these guys are gone now. I know Joseph Pilato is gone. George A. Romero is gone. And we just lost, oh, I forget his name. I just talked about him the other day. He was one of the actors in this movie. He just recently died like a week or two ago at age 85. I think his name was DeLeo. His last name was DeLeo, and he was 85, and he passed away from complications of COVID, I think. Okay, we got 3 more to show. We're going to kind of go through these quickly. This is the soundtrack for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre video game. A game based on true events, it says. But here's the hype sticker. It just says music by Ross Tragenza, pressed to chainsaw motor, green colored vinyl, bundled with remains, additional game music, LP by Wes Keltner and Jim Bonney on rust colored vinyl, artwork by Jake Cantu, composer liner notes. And here's the other album that they were talking about. So these came together as kind of a twin pack. So I was really happy to have this. This is the additional, they're calling it additional game music for Texas Chainsaw Massacre. They're calling this album Remains, and like they said, it's Wes Keltner and Jim Bonney. So it's really nice to have this little kind of little set here of game music. Here are the logos. You got Gun, you got Sumo, Nottingham, and you got Waxwork Records. This came out in 2021. And here are the tracks, and then we'll move on to the last one. Let's see if we can look at the tracks here. This was also obviously released in 2021 because they were packaged together as a little 2-piece set. Music from the game, the video game. So the last one here, this is the official soundtrack for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2. Original music by Jerry Lambert. You can see the great characters in this movie. You can see that stretch scene with the chainsaw. This one I could not peel the hype sticker off to save my life. It still has cellophane on the back, and they must have used some crazy glue on here because it was starting to actually peel the sticker right off of the backing. And I didn't want to ruin it, so I'm just leaving it like this. But you get the original motion picture score by Jerry Lambert, 180-gram colored vinyl, composer liner notes, and art by Robert Samelin. And I took this one out of the bag because we are going to open it up. There is the splash page, the interior, and there is Leatherface with, that is the hitchhiker from part 1. And we find out his name is Nubbins. And I have the what do you call it? The mannequin from, what company was this here? This is Trick or Treat Studios. So Trick or Treat Studios released this life-size mannequin of Nubbins, and they sold out. I think they were going for like $400 on their website. I didn't pay that much. I got mine secondhand on eBay. Actually, I think I got it on Mercari, and I made an offer to a guy and he accepted it. So I think I got it for almost half off. I think it was like $250 instead of $400. So I'm really glad to have it though. And so this is where that mannequin comes from, and that's when in part 2 in the beginning, when there's kind of those two yuppie a-holes that are in that little car, and they're calling Stretch on the phone, and they're pranking her and harassing her and Elsie. And finally they call Stretch, and they end up getting brutally murdered while they're on the phone, and Stretch can hear the whole thing, and it gets recorded, and that's how the police get involved, and they're trying to solve the murder. Leatherface hops out. You don't really know it's Leatherface at first because he has kind of like a blanket or a cape kind of covering him, and all you see is this mannequin kind of dancing with the chainsaw, and he's cutting into the top of this car, and then you see the wind kind of blow back, and you can see it's Leatherface kind of wearing his brother his brother's been dead, you know, so it's just his corpse, and he's dancing around with his corpse. And this is the lifelike prop that Trick or Treat Studios released. So there's the beautiful Stretch, had really nice keister, nice little hinder, nice long legs, beautiful, sexy woman. And then here are the track listings, and we're gonna wrap this up. I guess we can take a look at the vinyl really quick. I'll pause it and then we'll end it. So these are the records, and maybe you can't really tell, but to me it looks like it's silver with red and black, and it almost maybe made to look like the silver from the chainsaw blade, and then you got kind of like the black oil stains, and then the red blood, obviously. And then there's also the same design for record 2. So I think that's a really nice touch. I like the way that looks. It also comes with this 12 by 12 insert here of the family sitting down at their dinner table. And then on the back, there's liner notes from Jerry Lambert, who is the composer of the soundtrack. And it's just the score story of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. I'll kind of pull back here if you're interested in maybe reading that. I'll just kind of slowly, let me see if I can focus a little bit better. And then I'll slowly pan, and you can pause it as you need to if you want to read that. So that was my Waxwork Records collection. Let me know which ones you like best. Let me know which ones you think I should pick up. I'm going to use this as the screen grab, as the thumbnail, I mean. If I can, let's see. So that'll do it for myself and for the girls. I hope you guys have a great night or a great day, whatever time you're watching this. Leave any comments. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.